And we are live. It is done. Not only is the season finished, West Ham are into Europa League. We're going on a European tour, baby. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the final post-match show of the season following West Ham's victory over Southampton by a score of 3-0. As always, I am Chris, and as always, I am joined by the appropriately named European Tour, a.k.a. Irish Tommy. Mate, I don't think I need to really ask how you're feeling.
No.
How are you feeling?
Read it and weep. Read it and weep. Tottenham and Arsenal. Tottenham, you can go play in the Farmers League. We'll be in Europa. So we're all going on a European tour. A European tour. A European tour. It's brilliant. What a season. It's been amazing. And topped it off with a great win, 3-0, nice and comfortable, which was helpful. Exactly. Because I thought, my arsehole was going to be twitching in them last 10 minutes as usual with West Ham. But no, today was a bit more comfortable, thank God. And bloody hell, we needed to win too, because Tottenham went and did something very stupid by winning at Leicester and handing. Not only did the best thing about that is not only did it do them no good whatsoever, but they handed another rival, Chelsea, a Champions League spot by winning and beating Leicester.
I will say, as an outsider looking in, it is a shame that Leicester didn't get Champions League after the season they had. Definitely deserved it over Liverpool, but that's neither here nor there. Ultimately, though, I mean, we're above Arsenal for the first time in history, first time over Tottenham in quite a while. This is just a momentous day. Like for us, for me, this is incredible. This, as everyone knows, I'm a recent West Ham fan, so I don't know the trials and tribulations that this club have gone through over the years as much as most. But this is definitely the happiest I've ever felt as a West Ham fan.
Yeah, it's just it's been an incredible season, and I think part of that is that it was so unexpected. I thought we all expected to be bottom half, possibly scrapping against relegation. And here we were with 10 games to go, with a serious shout of finishing the Champions League spot. You look at that final table. Had we just won one of the games we lost, like say away at Newcastle or at home to Everton, we'd be sitting in fourth right now. It's that close.
We're sixth place, but we're 2 points off of top. I'm going to share my screen real quick because on that note, what you're talking about, I had just retweeted this on Twitter, obviously. Give me a second on that because I have to apparently allow my computer to see that. So some privacy settings, I guess, and need to be updated. I can't do it now, I guess. But regardless, I can read it off here. Going into the season, West Ham fans had the lowest percent saying that they felt optimistic about the upcoming season at 8.8%. 19th place, or just right above us, was West Brom at 37.9%. No one felt comfortable with this.
No, I didn't. I thought there was a chance we'd go down. I really did. Like a real chance, which is why this is so brilliant. I mean, it was a season none of us expected. I mean, you look at our record over the 38 games, we've only seen West Ham lose 11 times. That's astonishing. It really is. And when you consider we lost the first two, our run after that to only lose 9 games the rest of the season is astonishing. It really is. I mean, you have to still pinch yourself a little bit. Like, did we really just have that kind of season?
Yeah.
Where we finished in sixth. I mean, 65 points is insane for us this season.
Yeah. And this is a perfect time to announce too that we're going to be doing a post-season or like a post-season kind of wrap up here probably Wednesday early afternoon or so. So look forward to that. Where we're going to bring on some guests and we're going to kind of do a deep dive into the season because there's a lot to talk about. This season was incredible. It really was. And then on top of that, too, now getting into the summer, obviously Euros are in 2 weeks, which that's insane. I mean, there's no break.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, and I kind of love it. But we will also be doing towards the end of the Euros, because obviously not much transfer business gets done, but we're going to be revitalizing our show, Trading Irons, just talking about the rumors and everything like that. And I can also say that I am going to be tracking all of the players that we get linked with again. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that I did that last summer window, just cataloging at almost every player we were linked to, and going into Europa League with the reinforcements we need, as well as the potential investment that we could see. I feel like this is going to be a cool one to keep track of as well. See how many we get.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, look, we'll get to all the transfer stuff later on, but looking forward to doing the show. There's always, excuse me, there's always plenty to get your teeth into when it comes to West Ham transfer news. So, yeah, I look forward to doing that. But obviously, we'll give details of the when later on. But yeah, look, that'll come. But for now, it's all about David Moyes and his staff and the players and what they've achieved this season.
Yeah,
It's been absolutely phenomenal, and it's that when you look at some of the teams that we could potentially draw in our group, there's some very interesting stuff there. You could get Marseille with Dimitri Payet. You could get Real Betis, with Manuel Pellegrini managing them, and there's that would be those are both really interesting.
By 1 point, we were denied the possibility of having to play Juventus. Juventus sneaks into the Champions League somehow by a point.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. To be honest, I'd much rather have a tie against Lazio. I'd love to get Lazio. I mean, if we get Lazio, I'm going to do everything in my power to be in Rome for that. That's going to be lit.
Yeah, I was just talking with Tommy about this before. If I can save up the money, depending on when and where we get drawn, I'm going to try and come over. Like, my first West Ham match is potentially an away day in Europe would be incredible.
That would be unbelievable. I mean, it just doesn't get any better, It's not often we get to do it, but to be able to follow West Ham around in Europe would be amazing. Especially if we get a nice group with some good teams in there, and the potential, obviously, later on in the tournament is to actually play a proper giant team. I mean, there's gonna be some very big teams that drop down from the Champions League who finish third in their group.
Yeah.
For the knockout stages. So, which I don't agree with, by the way. I think that's bullshit.
Not wrong.
But it will allow for some potentially huge ties. So, we'll wait until August 27th. Was it, Chris?
Yep. That's what I was about to say. Looking forward to the draw. For those of you who do not know, the Europa League draw will be August 27th. On the website I'm looking at, it says midday. From the Swiss headquarters of UEFA. So
that's 11 a.m. GMT. And that's 6 a.m. EST, right? So
yeah, and we're throwing around the idea of potentially live streaming that one. And we've been kind of bashing on Tottenham a little bit. We need to do it a little bit more. For those of you who do not know how the Europa Conference League works, Tottenham have a two-legged play-in game for
qualifier.
The league.
Yeah, Tottenham have to play a qualifier just to get into the group stage of the Conference League. It's brilliant. I love it.
It really is. Someone had said earlier that the Tottenham TV guys were just like buzzing over the fact that they finished above Arsenal. I'm like, your club has gone in literally a matter of 6 or so weeks from being in the Super League to being happy that you're qualifying for the Conference League.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Just the Tottenham now have to go play in the Farmers Cup. Off you go. They're going to be traveling to some weird fucking places to play teams I've never heard of. They're going to, like, Tottenham. as a club and their fans will see this as an actual embarrassment that they have to play in these games. So I love it. It's fantastic. And I was also saying, how Spursy was it that they go and beat Leicester 4-2 today, a win that does absolutely nothing for Tottenham because we won anyway, but handed another rival of theirs in London, Chelsea, a Champions League spot. Just never change, Spurs.
Yeah.
Never change.
Really quickly, NH Hammer. They are available on Paramount Plus, which is CBS's streaming service. CBS this year picked up the rights to stream both Europa League and Champions League. So I would get on Paramount Plus now. They got, I think, some decent shows as well there. So it's worth it for Europa League, but you get more than it as well.
Yeah, the game, it's Europa League.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, it's Europa League. The games will be out. So just to clarify again for everyone in the chat, me and Chris are going to do a live stream of the Europa League group stage draw.
Yeah,
and West Ham will be in it, and I mean that's going to be unbelievably exciting. You know, when they're all up on the podium and they start throwing around the balls and they pull one out and they open up and you're waiting to see what group you get called in, and then you're waiting to see who else gets called in your group, and it's
What's incredible for me, what will be incredible for me about that is that I have never actually watched one of the draws just because there's been no need for me. And I have apps that'll tell me as they come along. But this time I'm actually going to be able to enjoy it and for a purpose.
Yeah, and the good thing actually with this season, with the Europa League, it's a much better format. It's basically 32 teams, the same as Champions League. So there's a lot less teams in it this coming season because they've, obviously got this new conference league that Tottenham have to play in. And so they've rejigged it because it was just kind of a clunky tournament. There was just so many teams in it. And frankly, the quality of some of the games was a joke in the group stages because there were some absolute minnows in there who were just cannon fodder. And it just wasn't a good look for the tournament. It took away from the Europa League, really. It took some of the shine off it. But now there's only 32 in there. So we're going to have, 8 nice groups in there, 32 good sides. And the dross, like Tottenham, can go and play in this Conference Cup now. So, yeah, it's going to be a really good tournament next season, a really good tournament. And, I just can't wait. It's very, very exciting.
Father Snowman, to answer your question, I mean, domestic travel, obviously, we're able to freely move. I've not heard of any sort of restrictions or anything, or I assume we're still able to get to the UK. The European Union has also announced that travelers from the United States who are vaccinated are free and able to come to into the continent starting this summer. So we're good to go, and I'm vaccinated, so I don't have to worry about any of that. It's for me right now. It's just about saving up the money.
Yeah, and look, we don't. The first group stage game will be in September, so hopefully by then things will be even better than they are now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the teams will be playing. Will be in kind of Italy, Spain, Germany, France, places like that. Maybe Holland. So the situations in those countries should be pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Wally.
Don't know what it'll be like for Tottenham fans having to travel to Kazakhstan, but that's their problem.
Exactly. I'm trying to get ticket. Oh boy. The first game of the season. Oh god. Oh boy. I'm not getting into that one.
Yeah, that's a whole other show.
Yeah. But yeah, so getting into this match though, I mean, just quality of performance from beginning to end. Pablo Fornals deserved 2 goals. I do like Becca's tweets about how he needs to put it in the net, and almost immediately he puts 2 in.
Yeah,
But,
Yeah, look, it's an issue. His finishing isn't the best. He didn't even strike those two today particularly cleanly, to be honest. But look, they all count. Yeah, look, I'm delighted for Fornells. There is a section of our fan base that doesn't like him and gives him a lot of stick. So I was delighted for him today. 2 goals and an assist.
yeah,
So really happy for him. But
even I mean, it's even better for him and his family considering that they just announced that him and his partner are expecting a child. So
yes.
it has been a hell of a week for him.
Yeah, what a week. You find out your girlfriend is carrying your first child, and then you score 2 goals and get an assist
And
to
Europa.
to help to see your club into the Europa League. So yeah, he's got a big beaming smile, I'm sure, for the next few days, and good for him.
A few weeks probably.
Yeah, just amazing. So, and look, as a club, it's massive. As a whole for the club, it's massive because you can see what it means to the likes of Declan Rice. This gives us a real shout of keeping Declan Rice. There's no question now. Declan Rice will be absolutely happy to be a West Ham player next season.
Well,
Now,
I mean, there's all the indications as well. David Moyes has said that him and the board in general do not plan on losing him. And I don't know if everyone saw it, but there was a video posted by the West Ham Twitter account with Rice and Lingard. Lingard's talking about see you in Europe, and Rice says at the very end, see you next season. Both
yeah,
of them want, it sounds to me, both of them want to stay and are going to do everything in their power to stay.
yeah. Well, I think what it does is it puts David Moyes and the board in a position where they can flat out reject bids for him.
Yeah, they're the ones in the driving seat. I don't.
Yeah.
I think at this rate, we will not sell for anything south of 150 million.
But that won't happen. No one's paying that for him.
Exactly.
But regardless of price, I mean, I think like I said, we're in a position now where the board can flat out reject a bid from anyone and say he's not for sale. We're not interested in selling him at any price, and it won't piss Declan Rice off. I think he'll still be happy to stay at West Ham next season. Playing in Europa League, we're a club going in the right direction. And likewise, Jesse Lingard now, if he was ever on the fence, about whether he would join permanently or not, I think that's put to bed now as well. I think Lingard now is probably thinking, yeah, I want to be here next season. I play every game. Moyes loves me. I'm happy at the club. We're going in the right direction. I've got Europa League football next season. So I'm sure Lingard wants to sign permanently for West Ham, and we all hope, obviously, we can make that happen. I suspect we will. I think Lingard will sign a permanent deal, and Declan Rice will stay. And if we go into next season, if when the transfer window slams shut at 11 p.m. on whatever date it is, and those two are West Ham players, I mean, that'll be massive for us. And
Sorry, I'm just looking through Twitter comments right now. David Gold 25 minutes ago posted a happy birthday message to Ogbonna, right? He's turned off the comments because he screwed up Ogbonna's Twitter handle.
fuck's sake.
At least he published the right photo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the David Gold thing, wasn't it? Every time David Gold posts a photo of someone else, everyone says that's Ogbonna.
Of course, the photo that he chose was 4 years ago now, I think, because it's the inaugural season of the London Stadium's kit.
Yeah, fucking hell. But I was going to say now. Yeah, but hey, how good was that goal by Rice at the end?
I was telling you beforehand, there was no better way to wrap up this season than that Rice goal. And two things, just well done by Moyes. First of all, to bring on Noble, get him that standing ovation, and then to sub Rice off the way that they did, so that way he could get the standing ovation he deserved as well.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Um, I love how he's coming in. It's a perfect angle to come in at as well, by the way. Um, and I love how we gave the keeper the eyes, like he was just going to slide the ball inside the far post, and
Yeah.
then just
He
and then just and
basically
then
said, yeah, saying to the keeper, "I'm scoring this. There's nothing you can do about it."
yeah, he's giving keeper the eyes, like I'm going to slide this inside the far post, just side foot it, into the far post, and keeper bought it hook, line, and sinker. Because as Declan hit it, he just hooked it inside the near post, and the keeper had dived off to his left, thinking he'd bought it hook, line. He'd given the eyes, sold him completely that he was going to go far post, and then just rolled it in at the near post. It was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, There's something else I was wanting to mention with regards to Rice. Oh, no, it wasn't Rice. To answer Peach's question here, I don't know who we need as a striker. I like the idea of Armstrong. I know we're linked with a lot of strikers right now.
Yeah.
But yet again, like I was seeing Antonio limping, hurt as like 3 matches after coming back from injury, and I literally said out loud, "We need a new striker. Like we cannot go into the next season, not even just depth reasons, but we just can't go into the next season with just Antonio, or Antonio is our number one."
No, it's a vital position now in the summer, and we've got to get it right. To answer Peach's question, I'd be absolutely happy with Adam Armstrong, because I've been saying for ages what we need is a natural finisher up there, a proper natural number 9 who knows where the net is. So I'd be happy with Armstrong. He's a very, very good finisher. Very good finisher. If he'd been playing, say, this season for us, he'd be banging on the door of 20 goals, no problem. He would have finished a number of the chances that Antonio fluffed.
For blowing bubbles, we already are. No joke, we already are.
Yeah, look, we'll get to all the transfer stuff, in our transfer shows, but yeah, look, we're going to get linked with a lot of people, so the same as.
Thank you, Nippon.
Thanks, Nippon.
Same to you, though.
Same to you.
Helped you out massively.
Yeah, fucking Nippon must have been sweating for a while there, because Chelsea were 2-0 down, and at the same time Leicester were 2-1 up, and he must have been thinking, Jesus, we're going to blow it. But Nippon can thank our friendly neighbours in North London for sending Chelsea into the Champions League. So yeah, congratulations, Nippon, and obviously best of luck to you guys in the final.
That is right. I forgot. Chelsea's still in the final.
Yeah.
Well, no offense, Nippon. I am in that one. I'm rooting for City. I want to see Aguero give them the Champions League before he leaves. That's just my personal opinion on that one.
Yeah, look, I have a soft spot for City. I'd like to see them win it, but look, if Chelsea.
No offense, Nippon. No offense.
No offense, but look, if Chelsea win it, they win it, and fair play to them if they do. But yeah, I don't have any particular hate for Chelsea, to be honest. I know there's a big kind of rivalry there historically, mostly because of the hooligan element.
Yeah.
The ICF and Headhunters were, always kind of kicking lumps out of each other. There's a big rivalry there, but yeah, look, if they win it, they win it, and fair play to them.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah. But who cares, Nippon? We're all going on a European tour next season, son.
Yep, and we don't have to worry about seeing Arsenal or Tottenham.
No. Yeah, I'll just, like I was saying earlier, just for us to look at that table and to have 65 points is insane, considering our expectations before the season started. To have 65 points, to have only watched our team lose 11 times in the 38 games, and we've had some great wins, in that, really, really good ones, and some tremendous performances, and it's been just such an enjoyable season to watch, and it was completely unexpected, and we all expected this was going to be a really, really annoying, difficult, hard season. and to be sitting here at the end of it, absolutely buzzing because we've finished 6th on 65 points and have a Europa League spot. The amount of credit you have to give to David Moyes and his staff and the players can't be overstated.
Yeah.
They've all just done an amazing job.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's had their share of performances that were lackluster or subpar for obvious reasons, obviously. But overall, the effort cannot be denied. I mean, everything was given into this season. Someone had asked earlier in the comments asking if us not having fans in the stands helped us. And I don't know.
I've no idea. You'll never know. You'll never know the answer to that question.
No, you're right. I maybe it has a small amount to do with it. I think though what honestly it is based on all the reports, it sounds like the combination of David Moyes as well as just the work ethics of Souček and Soufal becoming so infectious that these guys were putting in extra effort, extra work, extra time in the gym, extra time on the training pitch, maybe time that they usually wouldn't have, and so they got better because of it. I think it has honestly more to do with that kind of like just infectious work ethic by those two and obviously David Moyes.
David Moyes, obviously, yeah. Well, look, David Moyes set the tone right from the off. He pointed out to the players that we were essentially like the laziest team in the league.
Yeah, I remember that report of showing like how low.
He showed them the stats, and he basically said to them, "Listen, there's no more of that. You're going to run your bollocks off, and if you don't run, you don't play. If you're not willing to put the graft in, you ain't playing. It's as simple as that." And look, the players bought into it. Like, I think, players want to win games. They want to be successful. And if they're driven and if they really want to win, they're willing to do the hard stuff. You just have to set the tone as a manager and say, listen, this is how it's got to be. Yeah. So, and Moyes set the tone right from the off, and the players bought into it.
He set the tone, and then he brought in like I was saying, like the work ethics. They saw that, and they're like, okay, I need to keep up with them just to make sure, and just them enjoying it. I've never seen such. I don't know about you, but our announcers here in the States were talking about how someone had asked Moyes like the secret to the success of the team this season, and he had mentioned, it's going to sound really funny, but spaghetti and marshmallows.
Yeah, I missed that.
What the reason was is apparently they did like a lot of team building exercises that they had never really done before, and one of the ones was where you take. And I've done this one before, but you take marshmallows with raw spaghetti, and you use those two things in separate teams to build as tall of a tower as possible. Just teamwork, communication, everything like that.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun too. So
yeah, exactly.
Good fun. You get a laugh as well at the same
Apparently
time.
They were doing quiz nights, so the team camaraderie and just how close they were was on different levels compared to other seasons. Then you mix in just this up forward manager, like you need to like work your asses off, and then improved work ethic. I don't know if the more I'm thinking of it, I don't think the fans being there had an impact at all. I agree with Chris Poole saying really quickly, by the way, speaking of Chris Poole, it is August 27th. He had said that the no fans helped us only on away days, and I think that's true for obvious reasons. So who knows?
But look, fuck's sake, everyone was in the same boat, so it was a level playing field for everyone. Nobody had any fans, home or away. So look, it's a moot point, to be honest. So no one will ever know.
Yeah,
what different. I mean, look, there were 10,000 fans in there today, and we won 3-0. West Brom had their home fans midweek on Wednesday, and we beat them 3-1 away.
Yeah,
with their fans in the stadium. So you just don't know.
True. By the way, speaking of this, I wanted to bring this up. I'm gonna go back and find the exact videos I was in talking about it. But with regards to this, going into the season, I had made the point that the season prior, when we started under Manuel Pellegrini, or the second season under Pellegrini before he got sacked, we were being talked like about the potential of breaking into the top 6. And we had the likes of Felipe Anderson and all that. And I had made the point that, well, we've added Soufal. We had added Soufal at that point. We also added Suchek. And we basically have the same core as the season before. So I'm like, I had honestly thought, I had said that with those expectations off, we could slide under the radar and have like that lack of pressure, and it's just we're going to be able to perform. And I think that that's exactly what it was. For the majority of the season, no one really took us seriously because they thought, oh, we're bound for mid-table mediocrity or worse. Obviously, relegation. I believe we were one of the 3 favorites for relegation going into the season. So I don't think anyone took us seriously as well, and it allowed us just to play our game.
Yeah, I think it did, because I think what helped us was the way we were viewed by opponents. I think probably everyone we played probably thought, yeah, this is a team that we can potentially get 3 points from here. And tactically, they played actually positively against us and came forward and attacked, and that suited our game. Like, we love it when teams come out, and leave a more open field. So, because we would defend very well. We often would play the wing-back system, of course, where we were very, very hard to break down. But even with 4 at the back, with Rice and Souček in there, we became very difficult to score against. Moyes made us difficult to score against. But we were very good on the counter-attack. So it suited us for all our opponents to come out and have a go at us and feel like they could win the game, because it allowed us to do what we wanted to do, which was to defend properly, numbers behind the ball, and then spring forward very quickly on the counter-attack. And it's why we became free scoring, because we were just so good on the counter, and teams kept playing into that, because we weren't, feared. So it definitely helped us. There's no question about that. I mean, when we really struggled, in recent games, the Newcastle game, the Everton game, the Brighton game, is when they actually did fear us and said, okay, these are a free scoring team. They've got really serious attackers, the likes of Lingard and Benrahma and Fornals, Bowen, Antonio, and they did actually start to fear us, teams, towards the end of the season. And so they started sitting back a bit more, and they started getting numbers behind the ball, and then playing on the counter against us. And then we struggled because we weren't used to it, and we weren't quite sure how exactly we're supposed to break that down. And unfortunately, that may be what cost us a Champions League spot, because, those reversals against Newcastle and Everton, the 2 points dropped against Brighton. If we'd have won either of the games, either the Newcastle away or Everton at home, we would have finished 4th. We'd be talking about the Champions League draw now.
Well, think about, too, the Manchester United draw that we had early on in the season when we were up 3-1.
Yeah.
I mean, even though. We
were 3-0 up in the game and didn't win.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Arsenal. We were 3-0 up. Remember, we blitzed Arsenal for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we were 3-0 up, and it looked like we were going to absolutely destroy them. And they scored just before the break and won the second half 2-0. We ended up with a draw. But, that's the way it goes. There were other games early in the season where we got away with it, and
this man is exactly right on this too. We have to beat Brighton. It's insane that we haven't.
Yeah, it's one of those insane kind of stats. I think we've played them 8 times since they were promoted, and we haven't beaten them once.
It's insane.
Fucking Brighton,
To be fair, it is incredible with Brighton. They're the XG champions, I believe, or they have the highest XG this entire season.
Yeah. Also, it has to be said, I have to give a shout out to Roberto, because none of this would have happened without him.
You're not far off on that,
Without him, he got Pellegrini sacked essentially.
Yeah.
With his calamitous goalkeeping. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, it was his performances, but also Pellegrini's stupid or stubbornness of not changing the decision to put him in.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. But look, you live and you learn.
Well, yes, Chris Paul, but at the same time, we did lose Rice for a good stretch after the last international break.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
This as well.
I'm convinced if we hadn't had those injuries at the worst possible time in the run-in, the injuries to Ogbonna and Rice and Antonio, if they had, if the three of those had stayed fit, I think we'd be in a Champions League spot right now.
Well, yeah, I mean it's one win. For you were talking about too, like reversal of a draw. To do that though, we would have needed to have two of those happen just because Chelsea are +7 up on us.
No, I don't mean the draws. I mean if we'd have just won one that we lost, like away at Newcastle or at home to Everton.
Yeah,
that's 3 more points. That's us in the Champions League.
It does go to show you though that every match counts. I mean, one or two of those get changed, and we're Champions League instead of Europa League. Still to take Europa League, but we missed Champions League by 2 points.
Yeah, that goes to show what a season we've had. Do you know what, Chris? Nothing about this season.
Anything we say negative of this season is just nitpicky.
Yeah, of course. Like, it would have been astonishing and incredibly exciting if we were in Champions League. But listen, Europa League is every bit as good to me for how it makes me feel. I'm absolutely delighted. Well, we got 65 points more than the UK got in the Eurovision. So yeah, they they got a big fat 0.
I'll be completely honest. I have no idea I don't know anything about it.
It's a silly, ridiculous song contest that's on every year for European countries, and it's cringe. It's absolutely terrible. It was on last night, I think, and it was last night, and the UK's entry got 0 points.
Yeah, this is very true to got us fit. Yeah, that's a massive point as well. So we're getting a lot of questions.
Yeah, shoot them off.
Hammer of the year. I think we've already kind of touched on this.
Sofal for me.
Yeah. I would not be upset with Soufal. I think it's a 3-legged race between Soufal, Souček, and Rice, and I'd be happy with either one of them.
Yeah, Sofal for me. I think Sofal edges Souček because I do think Souček had a dip in form. In the new year, he wasn't playing well for a few games. He just wasn't at it for whatever reason, wasn't playing well. Whereas I feel like Sofal has just been absolutely brilliant every game all season, basically. His consistency is incredible. And when you consider it's his first season, at least, so Souček had the second half of last season to kind of get acclimatized.
Yeah.
And he was able to hit the ground running this season. Sofal came in, almost immediately was thrown in because Fredericks got injured. And hasn't looked back since. He's been unbelievable all season. So
I like this diplomatic answer.
I'm just about giving it to Sofal over Souček, I have to say.
I'll say overall, yeah, I'd be like I said, I'd be happy with Soufal, Souček, or Rice. I think Soufal deserves it most. I think, though, the captaincy kind of will show a little bit of favoritism, and I think Rice wins it.
I disagree. I don't think Rice is going to win it. I actually think Souček will win it. I think Souček will win it for his 10 goals.
When is that?
I don't know. It should be very soon. I think Souček will win it because of the 10 goals and because earlier in the season, or not that earlier, a few weeks back, I think maybe it was a couple of months ago, Rice said that Souček deserves to be Hammer of the Year, and I think the fans will do what Rice wants them to do in enough numbers and vote for Souček.
Manager of the Year, hands down, Moyes.
Listen, you'll watch. Listen, you're going to see on fucking Sky Sports, they're going to be giving this list of managers of the year, and you're going to have stupid shit in there. They're going to have fucking Tuchel in there, who does not deserve to be mentioned whatsoever, in my opinion. It's going to have Pep Guardiola in there. Fair enough, they won the league. But I'm telling you, there should be only two names on the list. Two for manager of the year. That's David Moyes and Marcelo Bielsa. No one else should be in the discussion. If you look, no, obviously we know why David Moyes is in the discussion, given what he's done, right? Marcelo Bielsa has taken a Leeds team that have just come up from the Championship. I think they've broken the 60-point barrier, or very close to it, haven't they?
59.
Sorry, 59 points. 9th place, was it they finished?
9th place with a goal difference of 8. They finished above Everton.
Yeah, so he's brought them up from the Championship. They've got 59 fucking points in their first season back, finishing inside the top 10. So Moyes should win it, but Marcelo Bielsa should be the other name in the hat for it. Should be the other candidate. For me, they're the only two that should. Listen, Pep Guardiola has done obviously a very good job, but he's done what he should be doing with those players. If you can't win the Premier League with that team, then you're doing something wrong. He had every opportunity to win the Premier League with that team. Every opportunity. And he's done it. And fair play to him. Job done. He's done a very good job. But to even think for a second that Guardiola could potentially be manager of the year ahead of Moyes or Bielsa is crazy for me.
It's the favoritism of A, the Big Six, B, being City, C, everyone likes Pep Guardiola, and most importantly, it's because they won the league. I think any team that wins the league, like the manager is automatically kind of thrown into there because, he did an amazing job for the league, even though it's City who should be winning it, or at least are in the top 3 every year. So, makes sense. But as Novelist says, this is who I think the 4 are going to be. Guardiola, Moyes obviously, Rodgers, and Bielsa. I think that's good mix just based on what they normally do. I imagine, though, because like just the slander or like the anti-West Ham bias, I think it'll end up being, not that it's deserved, I think it'll end up going Guardiola, Rodgers, Bielsa, Moyes.
Yeah, listen, they could put me in charge of Man City next season, and I'm pretty sure I would have them in the running for the Premier League title.
Yes, right? Yes.
I'd get the right coaches around me, and I could challenge for the title with City. So I don't want to hear about Guardiola.
Nice backward kick your feet up on your desk. You don't.
As for Rodgers, as for Rodgers, I think the fact that they've missed out on the top 4.
That's true.
I think means if they'd have made top 4, then definitely you could talk about Rodgers.
Well,
remember, we're talking here only about Premier League Manager of the Year. The FA Cup win doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No, yeah.
But he's obviously Rodgers has done a very good job to get them the 5th. But given the position they were in not so long ago, I think they kind of fucked it. In at the end of the season, and I think that goes against him. So I would discount him as well. Actually, for me, the 2 front runners are Moyes and Bielsa, and I think Moyes takes it because we were, let's not forget, only saved from relegation with 2 games left to play last season, and for us to get 65 points and finish 6th and come within a whisker of Champions League qualification, it has to be Moyes.
Yeah.
With Bielsa 2nd, in my opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm just saying what I think is going to end up happening is just because they never want to give recognition to West Ham or anything like that. So
I'll tell you what, if Guardiola gets it, it's a fucking joke. An actual joke.
You know what? Let me look here. Premier League Manager of the Year odds. I want to see who they're saying is the favorite at the moment.
Chris Wilder should have got it last year.
This is as of March 29th. The betting odds favored Guardiola by far.
Ridiculous. It's a joke. I'm sorry. Nothing against City. I really like City as a club, and Guardiola is an unbelievable manager, and I really like him as a person as well. Actually, it's nothing to do with City as a club or anything like that. But if Guardiola wins it, it's a joke.
Yeah, here you go.
I think you could. I bet you could even find a lot of Man City fans who, hand on heart, would say to you, "Do you know what? Moyes is the manager of the year."
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
really.
Here's a stat for you though. In 23 of the past 27 Manager of the Year awards, and 27 is when it was first introduced. 23 of those 27 have been handed out to the manager who's won the league.
Yeah, it's just laziness.
Yeah,
absolute laziness. When to just say who won the league. Oh, they did. Okay, give it to him.
The last.
I mean, it's the most ignorant possible way to go about it.
Yeah. Claudio Ranieri got it, obviously, in 2016. That stat is technically true with them winning the league that year, but he also did deserve it.
Epic hash time. I'm sorry, but you need to understand what you're voting for. It's Premier League Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
Nothing whatsoever to do with with Champions League. What City do in the Champions League is completely irrelevant to the Premier League Manager of the Year.
The last time a manager who won it was not the winner of the Premier League was the 2014 season where Tony Pulis got it with Crystal Palace. That's the last time a non-Premier League winning team won or team's manager won Manager of the Year. So it's not likely, but at the same time here, let's be honest, we know his quality, we know his worth. If they don't give the award to Moyes, we know that that's bullshit. So
yep. It's just more arse licking, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more arse licking. Oh, Guardiola has the name, won the league. There you go, have that. It's like, it's just completely unthinking, really. Just, they won the league. There you go, Pep. Here's your reward from Manager of the Year. It's like, if you're just going to give it to whichever manager wins the league, then it's a pointless exercise every year. You may as well just scrap it, because it's pointless. Because if you're not considering anything other than, well, who won the league? If that's your only criteria for handing out Manager of the Year awards in the Premier League, it's a mockery. It's a pointless trophy at that point.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, the site that I'm looking at all this on, they crowned Moyes the Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and actually, Epic Hash Time makes a good point here. Theoretically, have City actually won the league yet, though? Yeah, I mean, if they get deducted points for the whole ESL thing.
Well, so here's the thing with that then. The only possibility of City not winning it then, or a Europa, or basically for a Super League team to not win the Premier League, they need to deduct 20 points, 21 points minimum.
The rule is that I believe there's a rule in place that the minimum deduction is 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's big.
I believe that's a Premier League rule.
Yeah. If that happens, West Ham are into second place and in Champions League.
And Leicester win the league, is it? It depends how they do it. If they give if they take out the games against the top six, the points won against the top six teams, those top six against the six teams involved, we would leapfrog Leicester comfortably, because we have a horrible record against them, and Leicester have picked up a good few points against those other six teams.
What's funny to me is say that they do deduct 25 points from all six teams. The bottom five end up becoming Sheffield, West Brom, Fulham, Arsenal, Tottenham.
Yeah. Foshizi chucking one in there. Player of the year. Yeah, Kane is in the running for that. There's no question.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
He's in the running.
I don't know how many players who are were truly better all around. I mean, yeah, like it says, he in a team that severely underperformed like they did. I mean, he leads the league in goals and assists. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous season. So he's definitely in the running for Premier League Player of the Year. Yeah, there's no question. He's in that conversation, no doubt.
But given all of sports media's love affair with Bruno Fernandes, he'll probably win it.
Oh God, yes, quite predictable. He'll be in the running as well.
I realize that Patrick Bamford actually
Mo Salah will be in the running, and I think actually who would win it is oh God, don't you hate it when your brain goes blank? The Man City centre back.
Which one? Oh God!
Someone in the chat, please. The Man City centre back. He's been unbelievable this season. Ruben Diaz. I think Ruben Diaz. Yeah, I'd give it to Ruben Diaz. I think he's been unbelievable all year.
Unfortunately, I don't know how many defenders win it usually.
That's what I was just going to say. His problem is he's a centre back, not a centre forward or attacking midfielder. But I would give it to Diaz. I think he's been. I mean, the difference he's made to City this season has been absolutely immense.
Here you go. Fun fact here. I'm looking at some stats. Lewis Dunk led the entire Premier League in red cards with 2, and finished tied for second was Thomas Souček.
Yeah. Well, is that including the rescinded one? You can't count that.
One. They still count it. They still counted it.
No, that doesn't count. Sorry. You can't count a rescinded red card.
Do you have a second one? Because I only remember the one.
Yeah. I'm sure they're counting a rescinded card, the idiots.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what I saw something? I can't remember the exact thing, but Declan Rice's stats are unbelievable when it comes to discipline. You look at if you can. I don't know if you can check there quickly. Given his position on the pitch, how physical it is. You know how much contact he comes into with other players, and how many tackles he has to make, how many aerial challenges. His disciplinary record is unbelievable. He's got very, very few yellow cards. Like very few.
So
it's like 2 or something.
All time, Declan Rice. This is insane to me, by the way. Declan Rice, as young as he is, he already has 131 Premier League appearances. He has 13 yellow cards.
That's over his entire. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, if you see this season, I think he's got like 2 yellow cards or something like that. It's crazy, crazy stat like that. For someone who puts himself about like Declan does in that position, you know, where there's so much tackling and challenging for balls in the air, and you know, it's incredible that he's only got like 2 or 3 yellow cards all season.
Yeah, career-wise, he has 0 red cards. Career-wise, he has only committed 84 fouls.
Yeah, he's incredibly. It just goes to show how good he is, like how accurate he is in his tackles and winning aerial duels, and he does it, you know, almost entirely without fouling. It's amazing, really.
This season, Declan has had 2 yellow cards, obviously 0 reds.
Yeah,
21 fouls, 2 offsides.
21 fouls all season.
Yeah.
For a guy in his position, it's hard to believe, really. You'd be thinking, geez, he should pick up a few yellow cards along the way, but to pick up 2 all season, given the position he plays, is it just goes to show how good he is at what he does. You know, just how clean his tackles are. You know, he's such a baller.
Here you go. Here's a stat for you as well. This season, the hit the woodwork stat.
Oh, yeah.
Tottenham actually lead the league with 24. West Ham are in at second with 23.
Yeah, we've Poor Tibbles. Yeah.
He's been thrown out the windows.
He's had a shit season. Poor Tibbles. Well, we're on our third Tibbles now.
I think it's fourth.
Is it 4? Because we're on O Tibbles now.
Yeah.
Irish
I know
Tibbles.
he's been Tibbles. I know he was a French. I think he's been Russian, Scottish, and now he's Irish. So it might be fifth, you know.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Tibbles. Do you want to hear something amazing?
Oh God. Oh, this is horrible. Okay, to really quickly to answer Foshizi's, I have those stats. West Ham lead the league this year in own goals with 5.
Dawson's got 2, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Souček. Does Souček get one?
Souček had 1 or 2.
Souček. I don't know if did they give the West Brom goal to Pereira or
it as an own goal.
Was that put down as an own goal officially?
Let me see here. Tomas Souček.
While you're checking that, do you want to hear Wolves? Wolves broke a record. Well, not broke a record. Set a record in the 2019. Was it 18-19 season? Where they played an entire game in the Premier League without committing a single foul.
That's insane.
It's the only time it's ever happened in a Premier League game where a team has gone the entire game without committing a single foul.
Oh, Fabianski might have had a few. West Ham United own goals. Let's see here.
Kieran is saying that it was given to Pereira because it was on target.
Still,
I assume that was Pereira because it was on target.
So I'm looking at their all-time. Someone actually has created a list of all-time own goals.
Oh man, that Reguilon one last week was unbelievable.
That was a cracker, yeah. Let's see here. Tomas Souček has 2 own goals. So I assume that they gave it to him. Craig Dawson has 2. Issa Diop actually surprisingly has 2.
Yeah, Issa Diop had that one recently where he tried to clear the ball and he kicked it against his own fucking leg and it went in.
Somehow Mark Noble has 1.
Yeah, I suppose five in a season isn't huge. You know, it's 38 games. It's going to happen. You're going to get.
Second place is Arsenal with 4. Tottenham have had 3 own goals, which one of those was obviously against West Ham.
Yeah,
I saw someone actually earlier this week talking about the fact like how big the Lanzini goal was in the Tottenham match because we got the points, and I was thinking to myself too. I mean, just as important was that own goal.
Yeah, they finished above us without that goal.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, that was massive. That's also our goal of the season for me.
100%.
That's fucking.
I would say that's goal of the season, like for the entire Premier League.
It's on. It should have been on the list.
Is it not?
Well, no. I mean, I don't know. It depends what list you're looking at. I think Sky Sports put something out the other day, and they had like 3 goals on there. One was Cavani. I can't remember the other 2, and then the 4th option was other. You know, so you could vote for a specific other goal.
Yeah.
So I put footage of Lanzini's goal in their comments and said there's only one winner.
Yeah.
Sorry, was it Sky Sports or it might have been the Premier League? I can't remember, but
this season has been on so long. I actually forgot Sebastian Haller has a goal of the season contender with his overhead kick.
That was all he scored, wasn't it?
And basically, I remember us talking about that where we said that the only way we can get him to score is if we put it up in the air for him.
Yeah, just put it where he can bicycle kick everything. He's
Yeah.
so good at those.
Interesting. I didn't realize CBS Sports does a bet, like a column for sports betting on the Premier League. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, listen, we'll get into the full season breakdown here in a few days on Wednesday. But for the time being, I mean, a hell of a way to go out. Great match.
Yeah, very good performance, and got the job done. That's all you could ask, you know. So just delighted, and yeah, we get Europa League football next season. It's going to be that's going to be such a fun ride.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful that I can get out, get across the pond. Experience. The only European country I've ever been in is Spain, so I'm hoping to expand that a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, West Ham traveling fans will be amazing. You know,
Yeah,
it's
make
going
some new
to have a great
contacts, make some
time.
new friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know, just being able to. I mean, it's extra West Ham games. You know, we're gonna have. You know, we'll watch. You know, we'll watch West Ham play on a Saturday or Sunday, and then we get to watch them on Thursday night. You know, playing again in against whoever, Napoli or Lazio or Eintracht Frankfurt or Marseille, whoever's going to be. And you know, that's going to be amazing. You know, to be able to sit down and watch West Ham on Thursdays as well. It's extra games, watching the club we love. You know, so
fair
and
play to
exciting
Moyes too.
games.
By the way, there has to be said. Fair play to Moyes to actually calling out the owners, saying you need to make investments if you want to take this club forward.
Yeah, he's basically like using their own words against them.
Yeah,
right. He used the term next level, right? So he said, if you're really serious about this next level stuff, given the season that we've had and the job that I've done as a manager, now we'll find out if you're serious, because this is the time. This is the time where you put your money where your mouth is, and you back the manager to try and get the team to the next level. I thought that was brilliant from Moyes. He threw down the gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly. And I do think that they will get I think he'll get at least some sort of acting. I don't think we're gonna go. I don't think it's gonna be another one player signing window. I think that we're gonna see some significant investment in. I don't think it's going to be like the 30, 40, 50 million pound players. I think it's going to be a lot of
we don't need these splash signings.
Like, it's not worked for us.
No West Ham fan's going to demand you better pay 40 million for a player or 50 million for a player. Just get the right players. If he's 20 million, he's 20 million. If he's 25, he's 25. Whatever it is, just get the right, Safal costs us 5 million. So as long as you get the right players, because the big problem we've had has been we have no fucking scouting system in place. Yeah. No proper scouting system. So our problem has been identifying the right players. Whereas, Pellegrini was taking a fucking scattergun approach to it.
He was bringing in as many players as he possibly could.
Yeah. So, look, once we get the right players, we'll be good. Like I said, we need number 9, 100%, like a proper number 9, who's a real natural finisher. If we'd had one of those this season, a real proper finishing number 9, we'd be even higher than we are. We'd possibly be third place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so that's a big one.
Yeah,
but look, basically, Moyes knows the players he wants. It's up to Sullivan and Gold now to just stump up the cash and say, right, go get them.
Yeah.
Let's go get the players that you need for next season.
I think we're kind of at a critical point with West Ham, like moving forward. I think that we have to keep building on this. Obviously, we're not expecting Champions League next year or anything like that. That'd be incredible if we did. But we have to stay in the top 8 from now on. We cannot fall back again like we did following the move to the London Stadium. We were playing for potential Europa League, and then we just were shit for a few years. We have a real opportunity to build on this. They need to back Moyes. We need to do everything we can to build around Rice. I think long term, if we show Rice that he is our focal point, he is the centerpiece at which everything will be built around, he'll stay.
Yeah. If you back him, he'll stay. And you have to say, like, there's no excuse not to do it now. No excuse whatsoever. So the pressure's on the board. Pressure's on the board to do the right thing now and back David Moyes, as they should, especially as we have a European campaign as well. So, it's not just Premier League next season. So he needs the players. So, go get them.
Yeah. But listen, as we've said, this has been an amazing season. We're gonna do the wrap-up show on Wednesday before turning our attention towards transfers, towards the Euros, everything like that.
Yeah, we'll do the season review on Wednesday, so make sure you guys come back for that. And we will have 2 guests, so it won't be just me and Chris. We'll have 2 other people on. We don't actually know who they are yet. We're going to choose one each to bring on. So look forward to that. Season review is going to be a much more fun one this time.
Yeah. But listen, I just can't. I think I can speak for both of us here. But thank you, everyone, for joining us all season long. It's been absolutely incredible. You know me; I'm a kind of a data freak. I've been keeping track of like views and everything like that throughout the entire season, through every match, every post-match show that we've done, and I'll let everyone know on that one come Wednesday. But I just can't think. I personally just can't thank you guys enough. Again, having graduated this year, I'm going to have a little bit more time to also dedicate to this kind of show, just making sure it's the best it can be. And yeah, I mean,
and listen, thanks to all of you guys in the chat. We see you all there every time. We interact with you as much as we can. We see you interacting with each other. But listen, we appreciate all you guys who tune into the show every time without fail, that have been with us all the way through. That are our old reliables that we have in the chat there. So we appreciate you guys for always tuning in and being part of this, because it wouldn't be nearly as much fun. Me and Chris don't want to be sitting here just talking to ourselves.
We've done that before, like when it's been rough patches where it's been 3-4 viewers at a time, and it's boring. It's rough.
It's much better. It's much better when we've got you guys in the chat and we can interact with you. And
Fo, you weren't here earlier. I already plan on doing it. It begins tomorrow.
He can't help himself.
I'm a data freak. And I love just investigating stuff like that. I can't wait to see what it kind of gets into. I have ideas on how to set it up this time to make it a little bit more just easily read and a little bit more compact, but that's just something I plan on doing personally.
Looks like Fo loves a good spreadsheet as well.
Well, he does too. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's been a hell of a season. Obviously, I've enjoyed every minute of this, even the low moments. Sherlock, Chris.
But yeah, look, and it ain't over yet, guys. Remember, we're going to do the proper season review on Wednesday. So definitely come and join us for that. And we'll obviously put up your comments and questions, and we'll get into those as well. And so we'll make you, as usual, a part of the show. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to a full season review. It's going to be fun.
Yep. But this is our last regular season match. Next season, it's going to be a minimum of 44. Take away the domestic cups, adding in the Europa. We'll be doing those as well. But for now,
Fo. It's Lanzini's goal all the way. His last question there.
Yeah,
hand on heart, I haven't gone crazy for a goal like that in a long time. I cheer on every West Ham goal enthusiastically, but I lost my shit when Lanzini did that.
It's not even that goal. It's not even so much just how good the goal itself was, but what it meant.
Yeah.
Add that into it, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it was an absolute screamer, number one. What a fucking goal. And to do it at that time in the game when the clock hit 82 minutes, we were 3-0 down.
Yeah. No team had ever come back at that point.
Yeah, and for us to hit a screamer like that in injury time, to level it and take a point away. I mean, against Tottenham, a 3-point lean, like it was just that moment. Like Mike, I've got 2 cats here, and they were pretty chill, and they fucking scattered because I was like a lunatic. I had to watch it here at home. I was on my couch and I was on my own, and when that went in, I mean, I was jumping around the living room, just screaming.
I was at work.
There's no comparison to any other goal this season for me, to be honest.
I was at work working for Express, which that's what this shirt is, not Pizza Express for all you who commented it. Express Clothing Company, where I worked in the back just unboxing and folding clothes. And I had the matchup. That scored. I started running around the back of the store. I'm fairly certain I remember getting some few looks like, what the hell? But yeah, listen, Tommy, thank you for joining me again, joining me as many times as you had this season. Thank you again for everyone in the chat. For the final time in the 2020-2021 season, we are ending it here. We will see you on the post-season wrap-up show. See you next campaign. Until then, come on, you Lions.